Gentlemen, we are live.
Oh my goodness. Welcome everybody to the Success Mastermind for Friday, September 11th, Freedom Day here in the United States. So happy Freedom Day to all of our Americans who are tuning in, either live or recorded or via the, why don't we have Glenn out here to demonstrate what that looks like on his shirt. Glenn, if you would.
Wow.
Yes, this is a shirt that I bought in New York City in the months immediately following the events of September 11th, and I wear it every September 11th, and I also post on my Facebook page every September 11th a list of the names of all the souls who were lost on that day. May they rest in peace.
Wow. Wow. Well, that's a big, big thing for people like you and me who are from that area. You're originally from New York City, right?
As it turns out, in fact, I was there on September 11th, which is another story for another day.
Oh, okay. Well, I grew up right across the river in New Jersey, looking at those two towers, which were completed the year I was born. So a little trivia for everyone here. What year were the Twin Towers completed? And you'll know how old I am. So yeah, we don't see them anymore, but they built something even bigger there. And I guess that could lead into our topic for today, right? Build back your business bigger than you did before, because I've had setbacks too, right? Not as catastrophic as huge skyscrapers coming down, although when you're in the thick of it, it can seem that way. And I know some of you can relate to that, but it's Fun Friday. So we're going to start with dog show and jokes and whatever else. Somebody's got a joke. I know, Glenn, you've got one cooking. Why don't we go back to you first, and then we'll have whoever else has a joke for us.
All righty then. And with all due respect to women of all hair colors.
No one's allowed to be offended. No snowflakes on here. Everyone's cool. We're all friends. Right?
So an old blind Marine wanders into an all-girl biker bar by mistake. He finds his way to a bar stool and orders a shot of Jack. After sitting there for a while, he yells to the bartender, "Hey, you want to hear a blonde joke?" Bar immediately falls silent. In a very deep, husky voice, the woman next to him says, "Before you tell that joke, I think it's only fair, given that you're blind, that you should know 5 things. Number 1, the bartender is a blonde girl with a baseball bat. Number 2, the bouncer is a blonde girl. Number 3, I am a 6-foot-tall, 175-pound blonde woman with a black belt in karate. Number 4, the woman sitting next to me is a blonde and a professional weightlifter. Number 5, the lady to your right is blonde and a professional wrestler." Now, think about it seriously, sir. Do you still want to tell that blonde joke? So the old blind Marine thinks for a second. He shakes his head and he mutters, "Nah, not if I'm going to have to explain it 5 times.
There you go. Boom. Glenn. Good times. Ingrid's got her hand up. Ingrid, you got a joke for us, or you got a dog or cat that you want to show us? What's going on, Ingrid? Let's get you out here. Ingrid. Thank you, Glenn.
I want to show Apollo, my goose.
Uh-oh. We do not have the technology. Oh, wait. I see a still shot. We almost saw something. Ingrid, go ahead and make some noise. See if we can get you up on screen there. I think
can you see Apollo? Can you see Apollo?
Not at the moment.
Sorry.
Oh, there we go.
Wait. It's the back of him.
Yeah. Here, hang on.
Oh my.
Apollo, smile for your fans. Smile for your fans. Isn't he awesome? And here's Rosie.
Awesome.
Here's Rosie the pig. Hey, don't eat my cord. No.
So are we hearing goose sounds or pig sounds right now? I think those are goose sounds.
The goose sounds, I bet.
Yeah. Okay. I don't
Isn't
want to
he
get
great?
confused about my barnyard animals. It's been a little while since I was in kindergarten. Thank you, Ingrid.
He's on. He's getting
Yeah.
introduced to the world.
Nice.
Okay, bye.
All right. Thank you, Ingrid. Thank you for sharing. All right. Anybody else with a joke or an animal today? Jokes?
Yeah,
Where's
John,
the
if you want
mute?
a joke.
Yes.
Can you
quick-
mute me because I can't seem to see it in the sun?
Yeah, you're all good. I got you covered, Ingrid. Go ahead.
Thanks.
Hey, John. Yeah. So when the lawyer fell overboard off a cruise ship into the ocean, why didn't the sharks eat him?
Oh, this is going to be good.
I know this one.
Don't tell him.
I don't know.
Chewy. Too chewy.
Professional courtesy.
Oh.
There you go. Good times,
Nice.
everybody.
Nice.
Good stuff. All right. Anybody else before we move into today's idea?
Yeah, I've got some jokes.
Yeah, come on down.
I've got some chimney jokes. I've got a whole stack of them. And the first one will be on the house. So
Very
the scarecrow.
Oh, see,
so I'm a
I
scarecrow.
see what you did there, Coral. Yes,
Very good.
Yeah.
So I'm a scarecrow outstanding in my field. Hey, I got them in my jeans. And I'll finish off with the Tommy Cooper. I went shopping for my camouflage trousers yesterday. I couldn't find any.
There you go. Thank you so much, Coral Teller, ladies and gentlemen. So, so what I'm thinking of today, I was having a conversation with one of our highly esteemed members, multiple highly esteemed members yesterday. One in particular, who is a fine chap, a fine gentleman by the name of Adrian Garner, who you all know and love. Adrian and Ego, of course, run our life and business tools session. Ego is also doing Tech Talk now. And there's lots of, well, my goodness, lots of content going on. In fact, before I forget, oh my goodness, Ivier's birthday is tomorrow. So happy birthday in advance, Ivier. I know you're turning 29.
Oh my God, John, you did it again? No.
But also today, Ivier is going to treat us to a special event. And this is coming up at 5 p.m. Eastern U.S. time.
Yes.
Special event. It's called Heartcore. Heartcore.
Yes.
Go ahead, Ivy. You want to go ahead and promote that event a little bit?
Well, it's kind of like a follow-on. We've been doing quite a bit about words and limiting phrases and stuff, scripts. So this is just a follow-on from that, but it takes it one step further. It's not just what you say, but who you're saying it to. So that's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, watch this space.
Okay. And again, you can find that on your Mastermind calendar. You'll see special event Heartcore. And that is, again, at 5 p.m. Eastern U.S. time, followed immediately by our Be Heard event, which is mostly geared towards people who want to be heard, especially if you're a new member here or you don't talk as much. This is just a time for you to talk and for me to listen. And ideas, suggestions, questions, anything like that. So that's how we like to end our week. So back to what we were thinking about, what I was just thinking about today as a result of my conversation with Mr. Gardner yesterday. And it has to do with entrepreneurship. So we have a group of entrepreneurs here. I've been involved in lots of different like mastermind groups. I don't know if I should say lots of, that's kind of arbitrary. Multiple different kinds of mastermind groups that were geared towards different subjects, right? So these people are interested in this aspect of life or doing this or results or whatever, right? So there's a topic, there's a reason that people show up in that mastermind group. And this mastermind group is completely different. And it could be, as I was just reminded by what we're doing this evening with Ivier, let's say, for example, relationships, right? So you've got, how many of you have ever heard of or perhaps experimented with or participated in or currently participate in a relationship group where, you know, maybe it's married couples having, counsel and, how do you manage, kids and, all this and, keeping a happy marriage, right? These are groups that get together. They're support groups, right? You can call them masterminds. You can call them fellowships. This one in particular that we're all experiencing right now in this exact moment is about applying personal development concepts to life so that we can get an effect, typically in the area of business. We haven't done any like physical fitness training here, although I guess you could say yoga with Nancy, which was awesome yesterday. You can catch the replay. I suppose that could be a physical fitness kind of a thing. The word yoga means yoking, connecting. So body, mind, and spirit connecting, right? But are there physical benefits to that? Look at Nancy, right? She's in perfect health. Fantastic. So we could apply it to physicality. We could apply it to relationships. I know the thorn in the side of most people especially those who were seeking increase in the area of entrepreneurial endeavor, is money. Money. This is, and not that to say that we just assume that everyone who's engaging in entrepreneurial activities is necessarily in a deficit condition, although there is a phrase out there called entrepreneur's credit, right? How's your credit? Oh, I got entrepreneur's credit. You know what that means, right? So you've seen the ups and downs. Okay. The the security, the stability of a job, right? If we think about Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrants, which I know many of you have read because you're entrepreneurs and you're interested in that sort of material, right? The average person watching 5 hours of Netflix a day isn't reading Robert Kiyosaki, okay? But you are. So you've got 4 different quadrants that people operate from. One is the employee, right? E for employee. You've got basically no leverage. You are the leverage for the other guy, right? And you've really got no control except, know your post well enough to not get fired. All right. So the second quadrant would be S for self-employed. And that's a big step up for a lot of people. Now I've got more control. I've got more causation. I'm still working my ass off and I have still no leverage, right? So it's still kind of a linear income kind of experience. And we see the ups and downs. B, the B quadrant is for business owner or bigger business owner. Kiyosaki qualified that in his book, right? Because self-employed, you do own a business, okay? But you kind of own a job too. Here with a business owner, you've got leverage in the way that you're delegating things to people who are better at those things than you. I don't do my own video editing. I could. I know a bit about video editing. I got a guy who does it better than me, right? And he gets some money for that, right? So that's leverage. And assuming that my content's good when it comes to like promotional videos and things, which I haven't done any for this mastermind group. We're getting to that this week now that I'm moved in. But I can go ahead and I can earn more money based on my execution of ideas. I've got control, but I'm not necessarily doing all the labor. And others get to make money too, right? That's called creating opportunity. That's capitalism, or what should probably be called cooperativism, right? Because people are cooperating. The fourth quadrant is I for investor. So now it's passive, right? I'm not doing anything except handing money to someone who I believe is competent to grow my investment. You, Mr. Business Owner, you've got the enterprise, you're competent, here's money, please go grow your enterprise. And of course I'll get dividends or whatever it is. So back to my original point is that we are quite often, I have found people who are engaged in this sort of a conversation, this sort of a mastermind group are people who are looking to advance, not that it's necessarily a straight gradient up, but looking to advance either out of employee, which we could say would be the bottom of the gradient, okay, but into more causative, more self-reliant methods of expressing yourself in the marketplace and gaining remuneration, getting paid, surviving, providing a lifestyle for you and your family. Abandoning, in some cases, the employee quadrant. Okay, sometimes people do that at once, sometimes people gradually. I did that gradually because I had to keep the lights on, right? I was making money over here in the job. I hated the job, but I could see where I'm going. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. I didn't have balance in my life, by the way. That's not what I signed up for. I signed up for results. Balance comes later, okay? But abandoning the employee quadrant also means abandoning a lot of the security, the so-called security. Here's my air quotes. So this is secure. I know I've got a paycheck. Here's the whatever amount it is that is keeping the lights on, and that's a known. That's predictable. We have a lot of friends who are engaged in the networking space, home businesses, things like that. There's no predictability in that compared to, I shouldn't say no, that's an absolute. There's less predictability, much less compared to the job. Even if it's, listen to this, even if it's in a related field, let's say sales. Okay. So the last job I ever worked, I was a sales manager. And it was more predictable, even though customers go in and they got to buy stuff in order for me and my staff to get paid. Okay. But guess what was predictable about that? What was predictable is we were working for an established corporation and they had traffic coming in the door every day. They were advertising, they were outflowing promotion, they were inflowing customers. Our job was to convert traffic, people, feet on ground, into buyers of products, services, solutions. That was our job. and we were good at it. And because of that, there's predictability, right? They got the traffic, we got our mouths, we can run those mouths, and then we can convert traffic into sales, orders, maybe even referrals, right? Which is more traffic. Fantastic. In fact, people who are predisposed and pre-motivated to accepting whatever our offer is, right? Because they were referred by the other guy. They like the other guy. They don't know me. Well, now they know me because the other guy referred it. That's fantastic. So this is an upward spiral, but it also has a ceiling on it, because when we're in that employee quadrant, as Kiyosaki calls it, we are necessarily at the behest of the agenda, which we did not originate. So when we think about becoming more profitable, certainly control equals profit, right? If you look at who makes the most money in the world, right? Banks, right? Why? Banks control money. Okay, so control equals profit. So you want to gain more control, but your profitability, while the potential for it is much higher as you venture into entrepreneurial endeavor, predictability is not there. Where's the traffic, right? That's one example we can look at. What was the difference? What's the difference right now between your new entrepreneurial endeavor, or not so new, depending on where you're at in all this, and the very predictable job where you've got the 5,000 a month, the 10,000 a month, the 2,000 a month, or whatever it is coming in that you know is going to come in if you just do your job well enough to not get fired? Okay. Can you exceed that with your self-employed or your business owner quadrant? Yes, you can. But you're also accepting more risk. So you could actually get paid less. In fact, you get paid last. So what is an entrepreneur? I guess we should refer to the dictionary: one who assumes greater than usual risk for the purpose of business or profit. That's what an entrepreneur is. Someone who assumes greater than normal risk for the purpose of business, profit, enterprise. Fantastic. And you volunteered for that. You signed up for that. Nobody held a gun to your head. You decided, I'm going to do something more causative in my life. I'm going to express myself more fully. Yes, damn it. I'm going to provide a lifestyle beyond what this job could provide. Now, some of you have been entrepreneurs all your life. I would venture that by the time my daughter is 16, she'll probably be a multimillionaire. She has never seen her parents work a job, and she is already selling bracelets or something. And she's got all kinds of little schemes going. She's my little business expert there. Okay, but she was born into that. Some of us were. I wasn't. I was born into poverty and lack and limitation and crappy jobs that the stepfather went from this one to that one. And anyway, eating peanut butter jelly and bologna sandwiches. So perhaps I'm reading my own autobiography into your reality, which I'm not going to force upon you. You may be like, you know what, John, I've never gone without a meal in my life. In fact, I heard somebody say that in the chat roll the other day. I think it was our friend Nicola, who runs our group meditation. Nicola's here. Yes, Nicola.
Yes.
There you go. There she is. So, Nicola, I've missed lots of meals as a child, just not by choice, but as an adult, just because I'm busy, right? Food is like, oh my goodness, I got to stop and feed my body. What an inconvenience. So I know some people are foodies, right? They like the gourmet everything. I'm like, can we get this over with? In fact, I got a lunch meeting today at 12. So I'll suffer through that. But thinking back to the original point, right, is that if I've come from a deficit condition, is it right for me to assume that other people are in that? No, but also I can relate when people are rising up out of that, and the frustration sometimes when you can see, because you got a goal, right? You got a reason to show up, or you wouldn't be here, and there's no fruit on the tree yet. We got a lot of people engaged in e-commerce via Amazon. There's lots of doingness around that. There's lots of complications. There's lots of things that you can and should and must learn to execute that, to put fruit on the tree. And guess what? There's thousands of other people doing it too, right? So it's not like this wide open platform. Well, it is wide open, okay, but it's not like an empty platform. It's not like you're selling in a vacuum, right? Whereas when the traffic came into the store, where I was the sales manager, right, there was one agenda. There was no question about that. And they were a captive audience. And there was, a handful of people who were servicing those customers. There wasn't tens of thousands of vendors. Okay. So you're swimming in a much bigger pond now, right? And you've got to make your mark, as we like to say, as I like to say, to give people a visual, you've got to make a spectacle of yourself, right? If you're vanilla, you're ignored. If you're just like the other guy, well, why do I buy from you? These are great questions to ask yourself. And if you can come up with the answers, and a lot of people can't. Companies spend years trying to figure this out. What's our unique selling proposition? Why should people buy from us and not our competitors? And why should they buy right now and not just sit there and do nothing, right? So these are great questions to answer. Like, for example, Domino's Pizza, right? They came up with this great unique selling proposition: fresh hot pizza in 30 minutes or less, guaranteed, or it's free. Man, that's a unique selling proposition. Now, they didn't say it's good pizza. They never promised you that. They didn't say it's the best pizza in town. No, Mama's Pizza down the street blows them away. Okay, you're going to wait an hour, right? Or you're going to have to drive there and pick it up. Okay, but if you're a college kid who's smoking wacky tobacco and suddenly you've got amazing cravings for carbohydrates and you're not fit to drive, you're calling Domino's. By the way, that's how that company started. College campuses, kids smoking weed. That's how it started. So they found a target audience, ideal target audience, and they sold them. Okay. For every Domino's, excuse me, for every Domino's success story, how many success stories didn't happen? That's the question. So that's why I'm saying you've got to make a spectacle of yourself. You've got to do something that causes you to stand head and shoulders above the noise in the marketplace. And it's just noisier and noisier and noisier. You can go on social media. There's lots of noise going on. Do you even look at the ads? Let's say you're on YouTube. I'm on I guess we can call YouTube social media. It sort of qualifies as that, sort of. Okay, but let's say I'm watching a YouTube video. I've got my finger on the skip ad button. Like, I don't even care what the ad is. I'm not watching the damn ad, right? So that's just me. I want to get to the material. I'm looking at for the review of that product, or I want to hear the opinion of that commentator. And so those ads are just noise. Could I buy the Google YouTube Red membership or whatever it's called and skip all ads? I could. I'm not going to give Google money. It's just a personal thing for me. I'm not paying them. I don't care if it's $1. I'm not giving them the money. I'll click the skip ad button. That's just for me. There's probably some Google YouTube executives watching this right now because we're broadcasting on YouTube, and they're probably like, all right, John, here comes problems with your account. So I don't know. But back to my original point, you have the ability to get a much higher result. However, you're climbing a gradient. Now, quite often for people who are newer to this space, you could feel like you're biting off more than you can chew. There's a couple of comments that have come up this week in some of our brilliant sessions that have happened, where people were confronting, perhaps for the first time, the mass of things that they could do or things that they would have to address either now or in the near future, like with Mark, global and tactical marketing, right? He was talking about several things which may be a bit abstract, maybe not something that is something you experience every day when you show up and look at your desk, although they're things that you should have your attention on. That's more on the pile of things that you could have to handle, things that you will have to have considerations and make decisions about. Okay. These are not decisions you had to make when you were just working the job, doing whatever you were told, at the assembly line or on the sales floor or whatever, when there was already a predictable flow of money and work coming in. Now you create the work, right? You create the work, the product fulfillment. Okay. Well, who's buying the product? Where's the product coming from? We got to put the buyer together with the supplier. We got to make that happen. Right. Or whatever the scenario is that you're working on, right? These are not predictable. These are things that I suppose you could predict by creating, right? The best way to predict the future is to create it. But you can't say, you know what, I predict with certainty that I've got that, $8,332 coming in at the end of the month. So how do you manage that? Here's how I think you manage that. This is what I've done, is I've weighed long-term goals with short-term goals. I've said, all right, this is the end result that I'm looking for. It's further down the road. This is something that can bear fruit right now, which is on purpose. It's also en route up the mountain, right? We're on the same trail. We're not diverting, okay? But it's en route, but it's something that can bear fruit sooner and I can get a result quicker. Our friend Adrian, who I haven't seen in weeks, Adrian, not Adrian Garner, different Adrian over in England, who likes to work in his underwear. He has done little actions, right? Like in the case he's doing Amazon. He posted this product, that product, that product. Next thing you know, he's got 20 products. Oh, that one's sold out. That's a winner, right? And there were small risks. Remember, an entrepreneur is one who assumes greater than usual risk. So there were small risks. Okay, it wasn't like this big massive risk, like this big massive amount of information that we need to take in and digest all at once before we take action. No, perish the thought. You want to weigh yourself down and get nothing done? Do that. That's a ton of incomplete and uncompletable cycles or doingnesses or whatever, right? So we want to take these little things and we want to overcome the barriers, avoid the distractions, and get the product, the result, little results that give us wins, right? Oh, I just had a win. Because you can't go forever, right? I mentioned balance in life can come later. Okay, still working on that. In fact, I have a friend who said balance, I think, is that split second I pass over when I'm going from one extreme to the other. Okay, great. So I'm not here to counsel you on balance. I'm still working on that myself. But little wins. Yes, there's a bigger goal. Yes, there's deferred gratification, right? I will work now knowing that there will be fruit on that tree. I planted the corn. That doesn't mean I'm eating corn in the next 15 seconds. We'll see it at harvest time, right? There's a season for sowing and there's a season for reaping. You know, right now it's the season for sowing. Okay, that's great. As an entrepreneur, you should always be sowing, bringing in the traffic, developing the combinations, right? However, are there things that you can feed yourself with? Are there little wins that you can have? I would argue there has to be. There has to be. So it can't all be deferred gratification. All work and no play, right? There's got to be something where you're having wins. I would argue that happiness is having accomplished something. In fact, I'll paraphrase Henry Ford. He said, there is joy in work. No one is happy unless they realize they have accomplished something. So he managed a group of people, engineers, mechanics, people making automobiles, right? And he had a group of people working on the V8 engine. Those of you reading Think and Grow Rich in our book club, our book study group, right? So that's the book we're on. Napoleon Hill talks about that. Henry Ford was like, I want a V8 engine, all 8 cylinders in one block. The guy said, it can't be done. He's like, all right, fine, just keep on working on it, keep on doing it, right? So these were a group of people who were experiencing deferred gratification. There's also people who are making Model Ts, right? And some of these people probably rotated to different posts, right? Because you got to know different, jobs within the organization. Okay. And they were getting wins, right? Oh, look, we just made the hood for the car. We just made the wheel, right? So you've got to be able to have wins too. There's got to be joy in the journey. And so, because I was just thinking of Nicola, I'm thinking of Nicola right now, right? So we sit and we get quiet and we think about, where we're going or who we are, or just, the existence of whatever we're doing here. And there's got to be joy in the journey. There's got to be little wins. There's got to be reprieves. There's got to be things that you could do to say, look, I accomplished that. I accomplished something. So en route to the bigger goals, here's the little wins. Can you set yourself up for that? Like today or like this weekend? My goodness, it's September 11th here in the United States, which is Freedom Day, so-called, right? So is there something you can do to express your freedom today? Is there some little result that you could get today? Something perhaps that you've put off, something you could be doing all along that you just haven't done because you got this whole big friggin' project and oh my goodness, I got so much to do. Can you just take something, one little thing, and say, look, that thing is done? We've done this exercise before. I've done it a lot. There's a lot of times where I got these huge projects and I just, you know what? I start to feel weighed down by the whole thing. And so I say, you know what? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take one thing, and I'm going to work on that right now. What's one thing that I could take out of this whole big assortment and take it to a done? Because if we look at everything that's ever been successful in our life, I'll speak for myself, it's always been something that I completed. It's not something that's still not yet done. The anatomy of success itself is completing what you start. Therefore, the anatomy of failure would be not completing or never even starting. What can you get done? Again, my favorite 4-letter word, D-O-N-E, done. Something. And look, some of you have been already doing this. right? Because I know, because I get the feedback. Oh my goodness, what I just accomplished. I got to share a win. Thank you. Share the wins. In fact, send me your wins. Send me, I want to hear, like, what results have you gotten from your participation in these conversations, right? This isn't for entertainment, although I think I'm terribly entertaining. Maybe not as entertaining as Glenn or Toya. Oh my goodness, Toya. She's a barrel of laughs. So I see you, Toya. But is there some win that you can have, or that you did have, that we can celebrate? Because what we validate expands. Keep validating the little wins. Yeah, there's more work to be done. There always will. Until you're 6 feet under, there's always more to do. Okay, you'll never arrive. Okay, but can you celebrate some wins? I say you have to. It can't all be deferred gratification. Little wins. Keep it simple, right? And then what does that do for you? I think one of the greatest things you can do is increase your confidence. How do you get more confidence? You do good work, right? You see that you produced a result. Look, I can produce a result. Well, fantastic. That's indispensable. If we look at The Science of Getting Rich, Wallace D. Wattles, he said that two people engaged in the same business can have completely different results. One gets rich, the other remains poor. The one who gets rich does things in the certain way because they think in a certain way. The key word there is certain. Certain, the absence of doubt, confidence. Who's doing it? That's the question. Can you build yourself up by giving yourself little wins today, this weekend, right? Never mind what the calendar says. Yeah, it's Saturday tomorrow. That's fine. Okay, great. Can we get a little win? Boost our confidence, our certainty in ourselves, and the person that we're actually betting on to do this job, this huge job that you've set out to do as an entrepreneur. That's right, you risk taker. You got to know that you're worthy of the investment. Okay, prove it to yourself. Prove it to yourself with little wins. That's what I'm going to do. And with that, I'm going to stop talking. My goodness, it's 32 minutes after the hour. How did that happen? How did that happen, Joe? I don't know, but you've got the floor. We got Joe, then Star, then Bill, then Nicola. Hi, Joe. Joe didn't know I was going to call her. I just sprung the microphone on Joe. Joe Olson Clark. Joe is about to talk. Here comes Joe.
I'm here.
Yeah, she is.
Sorry, my mic wouldn't unmute.
Okay.
First of all, hi and goodbye from Muffin, my cat, who was sitting patiently on my keyboard waiting to be acknowledged earlier.
Oh my goodness. How do we miss Muffin?
Yeah, she waited last Friday as well and nobody could see her.
Oh.
She sits on the keyboard. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about what you're talking about today and the little wins. I am the worst ever self-confessed instant gratification junkie. I like to see something rewarded. If I put an effort in, I like to see instant results. I've always been that way. But at the moment, with what I'm doing with my e-commerce journey, it is proving more difficult to see those immediately. So what I'm trying to do to retrain myself a little is I am trying to, if I can't see anything specifically that day, I'm trying to look back over what I've done during the day to see where I've had a little success. Maybe the Excel spreadsheet that was winding me up this morning finally got sorted out. So that's a little win and a tick in the box. And I'm just trying to celebrate little things as I go forward. So I just thought I'd share that. I actually had a couple of big wins today with the product. So
tell us,
that was good.
What was your wins?
But it's been a long time coming. So
share a win with us. What did you accomplish?
Well, no, I finally nailed down what product I'm having, what GSM I'm having with this fabric product that I'm having, what color I've decided on. It's been little bits here and there, and I've been a little bit indecisive over what color I should go with and what GSM I should go with. But finally, all the research I've been doing paid off today. And when I was talking to the supplier on WhatsApp video earlier today, we decided, we nailed it down, and I'm getting another sample set through of the specifics that I want rather than just a generic sample. And bizarrely, I've spent you'll laugh at this, if I can show you my bits of fabric. I've spent the last 2 days washing 2 or 3 times different pieces of fabric to test out different GSM types, so I know exactly what fabric I wanted.
Wow. Well
So
done.
bizarre but true. But anyway, it has helped me make a lot of decisions today, so I'm quite happy with that.
Congratulations. This decision is so beautiful. Indecision, not so nice, right? Nothing's
Yeah.
getting done. Oh my
I
goodness.
used
Which
to be
fabric?
indecisive, but now I'm just not sure, as they say.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you. Good win. Good win. We got
Thank
fabrics
you.
picked. Fantastic. Where's my friend Star? How are you, Star? Then Bill, then
Hey.
Nicola.
Hello, well done, Joe. And what dedication! Your customers are going to, you know exactly what they're going to get. And that's just really brilliant. You know exactly what you're selling them, and you can feel confident of each sale. So well done. That's amazing. I'm hijacking a bit, John, here. I don't really have anything to add. There's a whole bunch of us that we're going to the Millionaire Mind intensive thing in London, which has now been turned into an online thing, and they haven't sent out an email. So I just wanted to put it out there. I'm going to put my email address in the chat, and can everybody who is booked to go, because a lot of us have booked flights, trains and hotels to London for this, let's talk, and maybe we can use the chat room, John, here at a different time to discuss what we may want to do, because Mandy was suggesting that those of us who've already got travel plans booked, maybe we should meet up anyway in London. So I'd just like us all to get together and make a decision on what we're all going to do. So yeah, I'm going to put my email address in the chat. So can everybody who wants to be included in the conversation email me, and I'll make a group and I'll arrange a time for us all to chat and make a decision on what to do. Thank you, John.
Fantastic. All right. Thank you. And the hospitality suite's always open unless we're running an actual scheduled event. Yeah.
Perfect.
So
Thank you.
it's for your
And
use.
happy Friday, everybody.
Yeah. Happy Friday. Where's Bill? Bill
Hi, everyone.
McDonald. Hey, I wore this shirt just for you, man. It's Tropical Shirt Friday. There you go.
Hardly somebody made the comment that mine will cover everybody. It's so colourful, but however, John, good chat. Pretty much on small wins today. What I've done is made a list of 8 things that I accomplished, and each time I accomplished something, I wrote it down and give it a tick. And when you see it, then at the end of the day, you think, oh, I did do a lot of work, but which is good for the mental health side of the businessy bit. But what I was going to say, you talked about job security and that at the start of this, and you've got to make a go of wanting to run a business. You can't, as you rightly said, jump into it without any preparation whatsoever. You could, but it's not likely going to succeed. So you would need to get obviously tooled up with all the right kit, all the right gear, all the right information. And for me, that's what I find pretty much in this group of people. And obviously, I walked today around the lighthouse in the Storm Force 6 and the rain with the dog, listening to Earl Nightingale condensing Think Big and Grow Rich. So to me, the summary of what Earl said, and then you hear Napoleon Hill at the end of it speaking, and he tells us not to look into the distance too far, grasp the stuff that's in front of you today, but about the actually making up the jump from security of a job to becoming an entrepreneur. That's about what you teach us all the time. That's about faith, about consistency, about integrity. And what I will leave you with is a very small story. For those of you, the stateside guys that don't understand rugby, it's pretty damn big in Ireland and England and Scotland and Wales. And I had the joy of meeting Brian O'Driscoll, who was the then Ireland captain, superb rugby player. And they had just won the Six Nations trophy between France, Italy, and the other UK and Ireland nations. And I said to him, Brian, I was at the final where we won in Paris. And I said, it was awesome. And he says, it was great, wasn't it, Bill? I says, it was. I says, I only bought my ticket after you won the last match, mind you. And he just looked at me and he just says, "Oh, ye of little faith." So that's what you've got to have, is the faith in yourself to continue that journey. You're going to make it. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Beautiful stuff. Great story. Hey, Nicola, you're up.
Hi. Yep. Hi, everyone. Really enjoyed that today, John, and it's quite well timed. So I'm celebrating a win this week. So I launched not my Amazon business, but another business doing handmade wellbeing products, and I launched that yesterday. Thank you. So
Yeah.
it's been a long journey, and I probably could have launched it a couple of months ago, but I just kept stopping myself. And I think through these groups, I've started to understand what those blocks were, and just a lot of the discussions have really kind of opened my eyes up to, I called it procrastination or perfectionism, but I think it wasn't. It was fear of trying to figure out that trying to think that I need to know it all now. And it was just stopping me every time I was, and you start thinking about, how am I going to market the business? How am I going to juggle everything at once? And then I think your mantra of done being your favorite 4-letter word is just now ingrained in my mind. So I thought, you know what, just get it out there, just do it, it's done, and then you can start crossing all those bridges when you come to them. So I've done it, and today I had to deal with packaging, which I've never done before, a whole new world of trying to package up products. That's been interesting, but it's the best way to learn, I guess. And the next one's going to be then becoming a social media kind of marketing guru. So yeah, it feels good to be out there, scary, but at least I've started that journey now. Thank you.
Congratulations, Nicola, everyone. Another business up and running. Fantastic. And Nicola, thanks for all you do here in the community as well.
Thank you.
So good to see you. We got Ingrid, then Ego, then Debbie up next. Hey, Ingrid, what is going on with you? Are you still out with the goose and the pig?
No, I'm on my way to rehearsal now.
Okay.
But I want to say about me, I sold my first product yesterday, and I'm so excited about it. It's crazy how excited I am about it. I mean, it's one product, whatever, but it's huge because, well, first of all, just making the listing, I saw it and it looked so, I was like, wow, this is like a real listing for real people. This is really real. So that was super cool. And then someone ordered the thing, and it wasn't anyone that I actually forced, to someone I don't even know, like a real customer. And yeah, so today I didn't have it ready to ship because it's at the warehouse. I didn't even expect that I'd have a customer. So I called the warehouse, and I hadn't actually set up my account yet because I really didn't think I was going to have anyone yet. But they were super. They're going to send it out anyway, even though my account's not official. And yeah, it was just so great. So I'm super happy. And the logic for me was to just get something out there, because the whole process of all this producting and figuring it all out was just getting more and more unreal, and I felt like I couldn't grasp it. Anyway, so I just grabbed something local, and it's just, yeah, so I'm super happy. And I've already told this on the Product University site, and everyone was super congratulatory, but I'm still super happy. That's all.
Oh, thank you, Ingrid. It is so good to see you happy, and I love your camera positioning inside the steering wheel. That is so brilliant. Thank you, my friend. Congratulations again. Let's go to Ego, and then Debbie, and then Therese. Hey, Ego.
Hi everyone. John, this today's topic is just so apt. I feel like you were probably on my flight with me in my head coming back to England. So if you don't mind, I will just read out my my journaling that I did on the plane. It's going to be very quick. And I also listened to the summarized version of Think and Grow Rich on the plane as well, Bill. So that was that. After I listened, and then I started writing. A growth mindset is infectious, even in the most difficult times, where if surrounded by the wrong crowd, we focus on our mountain of challenges. Not so here, meaning this platform. Over the last few months, I have smiled, danced, cried, laughed, and bounced back in the face of pain, challenge, and adversity. It's easy for adversity to distract us from our why, our goal, our focus. but we can stare it in the face and bounce back. I'm not new to planning, organizing, goal setting, project management. In fact, we prepared for, I'll skip that part out about my dad's funeral and how I was so formal, and my siblings had to basically caution me and said, Ego, you're not at work, we're not your direct reports. Just have, stop it. But it's the desire, that desire in me to get things done took over. This desire can be taught by life itself. Back to goal setting, like I said, not new to it. I've been a firm believer of multiple streams of income. And I went on to say, for those employed, your income from your job, and this is how I see it, is the sponsor of other income streams. So I set out, some people say you should have 7, and I thought, what the hell, I'll go for 10, right? 10. Anyway, the first one is my job, which is the sponsor. I intentionally set out to the second, which was to build a property portfolio and be mortgage free for my main residence by the time I'm 50 and debt free as well. That was through diligence, persistence, consistency. I hit that goal at 48. From then on, life happened. A lot of things happened in between. I'm just kind of rushing through it, but I don't have any regrets, as I've had 2 years of trying times, not an excuse. Fast track to May 2020. I joined the JLSM community, albeit with a different intent. The blue sky, which is irrelevant. And of the 10 streams, so if you remember, I said 1 and 2 was my focus. Then I joined this community, regardless of what was going on. 3 are active, 3 more are active, right? And I don't mean product sales, I don't mean book sales, right? So 5 are green, book or product sales not included. 3 are in progress, so 3 are orange. And the last 2 will naturally follow once the 3 in progress go from orange to green. The principles of consistency, the right mindset, intentionality, basically came alive. And, and basically I would say, and then I said at the end, I have attached a 2-year goal to this and publicly declare that in the next 2 years or less, 9 of the 10 income streams will replace the sponsor, which is my job.
Wow. You're getting so much love in the chat roll too. You're an inspiration. I go, that's it. Meeting's over. We're done. You're awesome. Congratulations. Who could not love Ego? I mean, she is brilliant with that. By the way, journaling is something that I should do again. I've done it. And it's like the best self-help book ever written. I'm writing it, by the way. And it's like, oh yeah. And then I go back a couple of years and look what I wrote then. Oh, right. So great reminder. Ego. Oh my goodness. That's Ego, ladies and gentlemen. She's awesome. Let's go to other awesome people. We got 3 more awesome people with their hands up right now. We got Debbie, Therese, and Edward. Hey, Debbie.
That's a hard one to follow. But yeah, wonderful. Thank you. So as like with many, when I started this, overwhelmed, just overwhelmed with so much information, so much things to remember, what order to do it in. I'm sort of like peel the onions back, get down to the bottom and then build up. And I was just getting very overwhelmed. And I have a full-time job, so the balance thing was, tough to do. But you asked at the end of your, what you're sharing today, what we learned, what we've been learning from being part of this group and some of our wins. And what I have been learned that just sort of crept up on me was with these when I get overwhelmed, I sort of have like a hedge or a fence in front of me and I don't move forward. And it was really an unusual experience for me because I faced this hedge and all I could hear was all of these folks on this call, all of you on this call saying, just plow through it. And I did. And I was like, oh my goodness, look at me go. I just plowed through the hedge. And And it was an eye-opening, like an appreciation that I didn't expect in that form, but it was like, wow, look at, and even now to this day, I hear you guys all in the back of my head saying, just take a baby step, just do one more step, just ask one person a question. And I did the other night, and Evelyn gave me some insight that's really been helpful. And now I'm like plowing forward, and I've got meetings with suppliers. And so I have to think, just being part of this group, just subconsciously the support is just pushing me through. And I just wanted to share something with you. My daughter was in town, and we went for a walk in the slough. We have a slough. And it was funny, there's a saying that they have on the walkway, and I took a picture of it because I liked it. And the first thing I thought was, I want to share it with this group. And I mean, I was like, wow, you're the first people I wanted to share it with. So if you don't mind, it's very quick. It's by Helen Keller. And it says, the best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. And I took a picture of it, and I said, I just got to share it with this group. And because you guys are become such a huge part of my life too. So thank you.
Wow.
And that was my, what I'm getting out of the group, and my win is just the ability to push through where I would have given up before. So thank you.
Thank you. A quick question, Debbie. What is a slough?
Oh Lordy, it's SLOUGH. It's a swampy preserve area. So they have the boardwalk that goes through. It's on a street called 6 Mile Cypress, but it's 6 Mile Slough, and it's a swampy area that has mainly water, and growth. We have cypress trees and growth, and then we have like boardwalks. It's very outdoorsy. It's a beautiful.
Oh,
place.
okay.
Ferns and cypress trees and
got it. Oh, so
and
it's
water and otters and alligators and birds and
got it. Yeah, nature,
cool.
doing nature. All right,
Nature.
thank you.
It's a nature
Thank you. Yeah, that's what a slough is, everyone. There you go.
I might have pronounced it wrong. Probably
no,
Stuart
I'm looking at it on the dictionary right now.
I thought it was slough, but maybe not.
Well, no, this slough is a verb, is to slough off, right? But slough apparently is another version of that same spelling, SLOUGH, slough, a swamp, a side channel or inlet, a natural channel that is only
Wetland,
sporadically filled with water.
Yep. That's exactly what it is. It fills up when it rains, and then it empties out when we have the dry spell. Like I said, we have otters in there, and just an alligator. My daughter saw an alligator climb on a log, and right in front of us. It was pretty cool. Yeah.
That's a thrill. Yeah. We got rattlesnakes, but we don't have alligators. Okay. Very good. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Debbie. All right. Debbie, then Edward, then Ivier. Debbie, I'm sorry. It's Therese. Therese, then Edward, then Ivier. Hey, Therese.
Hi. Hello, everyone. Happy Friday.
Breaking up there a little bit, Therese. Breaking up. Hello, hello, hello.
Oh, reception.
No go on, Therese. Uh-oh.
Hello? No go?
Yep. Let's give it a shot.
Hi. Okay, can you hear me?
Mhm.
It's unstable connection because of the fires. So I'm packing bags to evacuate and just trying to figure out where I'm going to go. And we don't have, we're not evacuated yet, but we're preparing. So the connection's really poor. There's not a lot of, it's hazardous air outside. So anyway, I've been inside for 3 days, and I know I haven't been evacuated, but I'm sending out prayers and good thoughts to everyone that has been. And I'm so grateful that you're all here for me, because you've kind of kept me in motion going forward, staying positive and achieving little steps. And everyone's wins and everyone's insights are so inspiring and motivating for me. I think wins, listing is done, finally. Product is in production. It'll be here in 28 days. Product 2, deposit down. Product 3, I'm probably just gonna have it sent here. I haven't made that decision yet, to do a fulfillment by merchant. And so feeling good about that. Hopefully I'll get that in for the holiday. It's a gift item. And let's see what else. On a personal note, I don't know. I guess that's good. That's enough, right? And I'm managing to do fine with my balance. I know we talked a little bit about balance today. I don't always get to, I feel like I haven't always pushed myself in one direction. Moving, and I guess I've been a P for a long time. And I think there's a lot of fear on my part about pushing to the next level because of coming out of my balance. So for me and my eating disorder, there's certain things that have to happen every single day, or I get a little bit spun off of my center. And so I know how to manage it there. So there is a lot of fear in moving from that B to the next quadrant. And you are all so like, you give me so much courage. And I'm going to just keep pushing one step at a time through the fear to get to that next level. So thank you for being a part of it.
Awesome. Thank you, Therese. And if
Yeah.
you're showing up in Arizona, let me know. So let's wrap
I
up
don't
with.
think I can go that. I don't think I can
Yeah?
go that direction. I think I can only go north for a short period of time.
Oh, okay. Very good. Well, let's get to Edward, and we're going to wrap up with Ivier, who's also going to be back with us here in a couple hours. Hey, Edward.
Thank you, John. Thank you for this powerful topic as well. I was not planning to say anything today, but I felt the conviction that I need to say something. I am not good at all at celebrating the little wins. And yet I have really had so many of those over the years in my journey to where I am. You know, from that little barefooted little boy going to school with affluent people and, you know, looking at I remember a situation where the English teacher was teaching us about eyelets, the shoe holes through which the laces go. And he went almost from one pupil to another, you know, counting how many eyelets each one had. And when he got to me, he went, "Oh, Edward doesn't have any eyelets." And everybody went, "Wow," you know, that kind of stuff. So from that to what I am today, you know, sitting down in boardrooms with senior executives of big corporations. I've really had so many wins, but I need to learn to celebrate those wins. I'm not good at all. So I thought I should say that at least, so that I convict myself and begin working on that as well. Thank you very much, John.
Thank you, Edward. You're glowing, my friend. Fantastic. Thank you so much. We're going to wrap up with Ivier, and then I think we're going to have a little time in the hospitality suite. What's up, Ivier?
Hello, John. Hi, everyone. So I just thought I'd share a major win today. When my boss said to me a few weeks ago to watch this space, that I'd be pleasantly surprised, I had no idea how big it was going to be. And so he spoke to me again on Tuesday and asked me if I'd heard anything from the finance team or from HR as to, you know, anything that had happened while he was out of the office for about 2 weeks. And I said, no, I hadn't heard anything. And he said, well, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but I think you're going to be really happy with this. Anyhow, I got the letter this morning and I kind of like thought, should I open it? Shouldn't I open it? And I just eventually thought, you know, bugger it, I'm going to open it because I'm meant to be on leave, right? Because tomorrow's my birthday. So anyway, I opened it, and to my utter amazement, it matches the bonus I got for the entire year last year. So in the space of 2 months under the new manager, I've had 2 bonuses that are, I don't even know how to explain this. I mean, because you get an annual bonus if you've done well, but now to just get a spot bonus that's the same amount as an annual bonus, I don't think has ever been done before. It's unheard of. So this is me, and I'm just like, how do I say thank you to this boss when I'm back in the office on Tuesday? But clearly something is going on. The heavens have changed. I'm on people's radar screens. I mean, the stuff that HR wrote in the letter as to why I had been nominated for this spot bonus was just, they've never written those kind of words before. So all of you are part of this success, because clearly the change that has started, the change that is happening, you're all part of the magic. And I just wanted to say thank you, thank you, thank you for being part of the journey. So that's my major win today.
Wow. Lavenia, congratulations, my friend. So you just
Thank you,
doubled your
John.
bonus. Oh my goodness. So that's it. Pass the collection basket, everybody. What a great way to wrap up today. Thank you, my friends, for being valuable to yourself and throughout the marketplace, right? You're powerful people. And let's remind ourselves of that. I'm going to do that. In fact, Lavenia is going to do that with us again in a few hours. So let's get together at 5 Eastern U.S. time for Hardcore. I'm very interested to hear what's going to happen. I don't know what it is. It's going to be good. So and then of course we'll get together. We'll wrap up the week on the Be Heard open forum for everyone. Thank you again. We'll see you guys real soon. Bye for now.
Bye. See you guys.